Whoa, did you guys get all of that precipitation and rain and the hail that we had yesterday? That was kind of crazy. Well, thank goodness we're inside. Don't really need this umbrella anymore. Okay, so today we are going to be getting into reading weather graphs and weather charts. Very important stuff today, because we need to make sure that we can really take a look at what's going to be happening in our area or in the world around us in terms of weather, temperature, precipitation. So let's go ahead and get right into that. As we can see here, we are going to be learning about Pittsburgh today with a Pittsburgh weather graph. So here is our graph. I got this from usclimatedata.com. So if you ever wanted to take a look at other graphs in your area, for the Westchester area, for Philadelphia, you can go ahead and go to that website and pull up a whole variety of different maps on there and graphs, charts, and everything like that. So who can tell me what kind of graph is this? Yes, that's right. This is a bar graph. We can tell that from the different bars that are represented on the graph here. Now, there's a lot of bars on here. There's a lot of things going on. Let's go ahead and break it down just a little bit. All of the blue bars on here, that is precipitation. And we can see it's precipitation throughout the months of the year. So we have a January ranging all the way down through December of the city of Pittsburgh. Now, this isn't just for 1 year. This isn't even for just a couple years. This graph actually represents from 2008 all the way to 2022. So quite a large range of years there. 2008 is probably before a lot of you were born, I'm thinking. That's what I'm guessing here. So how exactly do we read this graph? So on the bottom, that's where we see what month each bar is representing. Now on the left-hand side over here, this is the temperature. So this is the average temperature of the month. And we can see, so the little lines on there, we have a blue line and we have a red line. Well, that red line represents the average highs of each month. And the blue line is the average low of each month. So if we say that today is going to be a high of 60 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 30 degrees, that's what that means. So the red bar would be the high of 60, and the blue bar would mean the low. And then the example I gave you would be the low of 30. So let's take a look at this right-hand side over here. This is actually the number of inches of precipitation that Pittsburgh received throughout those months. Now we're going to be taking a look at that a little bit more in depth soon. So take a look at January here. January, I can see that where this blue line is, it's roughly around about the 3-inch mark. So I know January gets on average about 3 inches of precipitation. Now whether that's rain or snow, sleet or hail, doesn't matter. It's all grouped underneath precipitation. Now I can also see, based off of this blue line, it looks like January's average low is about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's pretty chilly. And the average high for January is 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Still pretty chilly. I definitely wouldn't be outside without a jacket in January. Well, let's take a look at February. What do we notice is different about February? Yes, there's a lot less precipitation. So instead of about 3 inches, we go down to around about 2 inches, maybe a little bit between 2 and 2.5 inches of precipitation. So a lot less in February there. But what do we notice about the temperature for the month? Yeah, it's about the same as January. Maybe it's going up just a little bit. So February, we can see it's starting to get a little bit warmer. Now let's take a look at March. What's different about March? Yes, there's a lot more precipitation in March than in January or February. About how much is there in March? Right, around about 3 inches, a little bit more than 3 inches. Now, what do we notice about the temperature? Right, we can see a pretty steep incline. So it's going up quite a lot starting in March. That's when spring starts. Spring starts more towards the end of March. So weather's starting to get warmer, sun's coming out, but that also means rain. Now, if we take a look in May, what do we see about May? Yeah, there's a lot of precipitation there. Now, what do we hear? April showers bring May flowers. Yep, so we need a lot of rain, a lot of precipitation in order to make those flowers bloom and grow. So, while we might not be able to play outside a whole lot in the month of May because of all that precipitation, we'll be very thankful for it when we see all of this green and flowers and our trees blooming. I mean, wonderful. Now, what do we notice about the weather, about the temperature there? Yeah, still steadily going up, increasing. Very good. Now, what about July? What's special about July? Yeah, July is pretty warm and it has a lot of precipitation. It looks like that is the month that has the most precipitation of all. That's around about 3.5 inches there, precipitation. That's a lot. We can also see that that's when our weather peaks. So that's at the very tippy top of the line there before it starts to go back down. The average daily high for July is 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average low is a little bit above 60. So pretty warm all the time there. Now, if we take a look at October, there's a pretty stark difference there from July to October. What do we notice? Yeah, October has a very low amount of precipitation. Also see that the temperature is starting to come down and the highs and the lows are starting to go down. That's right. And what about November? Yeah, spikes back up again. The amount of precipitation goes back up. But what else do we notice? As precipitation goes up, the temperature goes down. Yeah, so even though we have more precipitation, temperature is starting to go down. What do you think that means? November, we get some rain, some snow. Yeah, that's right. All that is precipitation. Now, taking a look at the graphs that you should have displayed on your screen, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these questions here. In what month did it rain the most? Do we remember? That's right. It rained the most there in July. That is correct. Now, in what month did it rain the least? Did it precipitate the least? Yes, we had the least amount of precipitation in the month of October. Now, what is the average number of inches of precipitation in the summer months? Go ahead and calculate that. What is the average of inches of precipitation in the winter months? Yes, so what inferences can you make about how much it precipitates in each season and the temperature of the season? Yeah, generally, as the temperature goes up, so does the precipitation. Not all the time. That seems to be the trend, seems to be the pattern that we have. All right, can't wait to learn more about this with you all, and I will see you next time.
A few seconds